Hello and welcome back to my GTNH playthrough. We are over here by the Forge of the Gods, which you can see I have one module on, but you might also be able to see is not quite functional yet. That is because I did not realize to start with that you need to follow an upgrade path on here. And I should have looked into this the other day after I crafted it, and I could have been more prepared for actually getting started on this. But I noticed, so when you click on here, you basically have this upgrade needs additional materials, and then it's got this list, which I do currently have crafting. It's this quote unquote the start right here. I just did it as a stick. You see, I literally just fired this off 3 minutes ago, but I got a couple things to address / wait on for this. Specifically, I didn't have enough biocatalysts, so the system will need to get caught up on that. And I also didn't have enough Cenarium, which I do have a solution for that one. It's just I need to go mess around with my bees, and I can't even remember how the Cenarium bee works. Let's see, Cenarium. Oh, literally just outputs Cenarium. That's about as easy as it can get. And I'm sure there's some ways to craft it, so I don't... This is interesting. What is that? Okay. There's so many random multi-blocks that I missed out on because of this upgrade that sometimes I'm just thrown off by that. But anyways, I have a Cenarium Queen already. Long since I've had it, I've been running one, so after I stop recording this, I'm just going to go breed a bunch of these and throw them into the Mega Apiary, and maybe I'll look at some of these other random things later if I need to go faster. But so for the moment, this guy is still continuing to be not used for anything and just kind of here looking pretty. But so that'll be tomorrow or Saturday's video for sure. I thought it would be today, but not gonna lie, yesterday, I'm sure it's summer for everyone else, but it was very hot. And honestly, by the time I got home, I just didn't feel like playing. I just kind of laid around blah. But one of the things I did do instead of actually playing yesterday was I set off a bunch of crafts, one of which is this guy right here. Also not functional because I need a capacitor right here. Also in the middle of crafting, waiting on infinity. So this guy, there's basically two main things that are holding me back besides biocatalyst at the moment, which is dimensional forges for throughput and the compact fusion reactors. Technically more so the compact fusion reactors, because these I can just overclock faster and use more power. The power thing on the left, which is in a weird position, only shows red right now because of it's just a new 5-minute cycle. But yeah, we're making plenty of power. So yeah, this guy will be up and running shortly. If I get this one up and running, I think the general plan I'm going to go for, because I do want to start using convergence. Not too familiar with it, but as far as I can tell, once I get this thing running with convergence with one of these hypervisory matrices in there, you get a huge discount on speed, or you get more parallels, or something in those veins that makes it go way faster, which once these go way faster, we'll get more Shiravan, which will then in turn get us more catalyst, which will alleviate more of the stress over here. So work in progress, kind of multiple things, multiple works in progresses going on. So that's one of them. And of course, that'll mean I need to rebalance some of my recipes. The general idea will be for at least the first 3 of these that I have with eternal coils, will be passively running infinity hypogen spacetime, and then using colored hatches, I'll have in there the recipes for everything else so that they're constantly running in theory. But of course, to constantly have them running, I need to have more of the catalyst, and to get more of the catalysts, I need more compact reactors. So currently, we actually have another compact reactor running. I fired this guy off around lunch today. See, it's at nearly 4 hours, but honestly, if I had enough biocatalyst and enough infinity and backlog, I'm pretty sure we'd be done already, because as you can see, I've just got hypogen and infinity. The reason I don't have more hypogen in the systems because I ran out of infinity. And so, and I ran out of these because I've just been doing a bunch of big crafts. And so it's all kind of like a balance back and forth, but it is improving. Like this being 4 hours. So well, I guess I should have emphasized to begin with. You can see this is a stick that I'm crafting, and it's just compact V stick. This compact V stick that I'm using as like a fake craft, I haven't really done this a lot, and I've started doing it more again because I finally have the singularity crafter, so I can actually put really huge crafts into a single crafting line. But if we're to come over here and look at the quote-unquote stick, also, if you're a newer player and you want to do that and have the system register the craft is done when it's done, you just put a fake crafting card in there, and then once this recipe dumps its contents in here, it will clear the craft from the system. But where is it? Compact 5. If I open it up, I mean, this is literally the whole compact reactor, including the 16 amp UEV wireless energy hatches instead of having to run more cables for it. So this is like compact reactor will literally just be able to drop anywhere because the only thing it's going to have in it is proxy hatches anyways. It's all the casings, the final type compact fusion coils, which are by far the most expensive part, even the frames and the glass. So everything will dump in here, which is cool. As you can say, I've crafted the first of the Einstein multi-blocks. However, I've not crafted the next two parts because I was severely short on biocatalyst, and it was just, they would have taken forever. So I figured I would take a minute to stop and upgrade more stuff, including more forges and more reactors to make crafting the next part. Now, it is kind of nice. I really lucked out with where I was for progress these last few updates, because as a friendly reminder, when I upgraded or updated to 2.9, I just crafted the Dyson Swarm. As soon as I updated, that became inaccessible because of the nano chip assembly complexes. One of the last things I did before the beta update 2 was I had crafted these UMV component blocks. And my plan originally was to craft more of these so I could get some better parallelization going on over here. I mean, these are plenty fast as they are and can be overclocked more with lasers, so it's not a huge deal, but it would be nice. However, UMV component blocks are locked behind that Bose Einstein multi-block group. If we look up UMV component here, yeah, it's in here, this condensate assembling, and no longer in the regular assembly line. So before I can make more of these, I need to build this complex of multi-blocks. And they really made the researches take forever on these. It's just a random side note comparatively to other things at this tier. But I am glad I rushed these, because these were the first things I did with my UMV components was craft these so I could go immediately into using the component assembly lines. So that paid off. I got lucky because I am technically locked out of them now. So I'm kind of like, at least on the new attention now, doing things in the wrong order. Well, we're over here. One of the main changes I've made is, so I showed these off before, but I did get everything moved over outside of a few obscure crafts. It looks like I have one more slot left. So all my masks and stuff are made over here, which is a huge speed upgrade to what I had before, because they were all being crafted at ZPM or UV, and that's it. Now they're all at 64 amps of UMV. So at some point, I know I will either need to make more of these or spread these patterns out, or just kind of depending on which ones get used more. But for the moment, this is keeping up plenty and is a nice upgrade. My next thing I do want to upgrade, though, or do more spam of, are these mixers. These mixers, once I start at the start of big crafts, these are definitely like the bottleneck right now, especially for neutronium. In particular, will clog these up, so that's something that I need to be aware of to add more of these sometime here soon. On top of that, though, so I keep talking about biocatalyst. The main thing that I've done in the last few days, aside from, again, random upgrades all over the place, I crafted 2 more QFTs. I did a new tier 3 one, essentially to replace the recipe that I was originally running in this tier 3 one, which is for the growth catalyst. And you can see it turns on and off unlike all the others because I have agar being made on like old ZPM machines. So if I need more growth catalyst, that's the thing that needs to be fixed to keep this machine actually running. I'm not too worried about it because growth I have plenty of right now. I'm in the G's already, so this thing is fast enough as it is. And then I also may set up this tier 4 one. This one is the biointelligence one, so we are getting biocatalyst much faster now. We are using like millions. I think like each of these big crafts is taking like something like 50 or 60 million liters a pop. So this was only set up this morning, so it really hasn't had a chance to run and go. And as you can see, I only have 2 catalysts in here, but as we get more easier access to Shirobon where it doesn't take forever, I will definitely be adding more of these, and then, you know, the ones over here for Radox, because I'm still paranoid about moving all my PCB boards over to using Radox as their base until I have a lot more catalyst, and this thing is like just swimming in Radox, because this has been running since, I want to say Saturday night. I still don't remember, but I only have 159 million, which seems like a lot, but in the grand scheme of how many circuit boards we go through, I would be running out of Radox again, and it would just turn into a giant problem. I haven't even bothered turning off my old Radox setup just because I don't have a lot of catalysts in here yet to make this guy go faster. And the last little thing over here for the Nequardia tier 3 one that I had set up, I finally set up the neutron accelerator to process the inert Nequardia that comes out of here. So that's all this guy is. Nothing too exciting. But I'm trying to think if there was anything else major. One thing I wanted to show off. So I've started, I did go through. So if you notice, all these machines are off now. It's because they finally caught up. And to let them catch up and actually run properly, set up all this storage over here. These 2 are entirely made up of digital singularity storages. And then these ones over here are just generic storage. And you can see I don't quite have enough, but there is just kind of random garbage that's in here now. But it is mostly caught up, and I don't really have to worry about running out of storage over here. I've also finally managed to clear out the backlog from the old system. The only thing left in here is beeswax and a couple other random things, which... so that's pretty cool. Just like a little pet project. At some point, I will eventually tear this out and put something over here. Not quite sure what. Also, like these centrifuges will go, and all this will go into one of the spinmetrons and stuff. But this currently isn't hurting anything. And yeah, that's kind of about it for the major points. Like I said, the immediate future will be making more Cenarium bees. Then next will be, once the things craft, I'm gonna go like eat dinner and stuff, so hopefully they'll be crafted by then. Setting up the other forges, and then taking the time to actually set up the way the recipes are done better. I finally looked into, this is a little minor note, I finally looked into how these buffer hatches work for this, and you can see down in the corner. So I accidentally cleared this out, but we're gonna experiment real quick, because this is what I wanted to do. It'll only take a second. What are we at? 14 minutes? Yeah, no. It'll be real quick. It's good to know for any of us. So my concern for using these is because the amount of catalyst obviously changes the longer this is running. And the buffer hatches, if you notice down in the corner, we've got 54 liters of exotic catalyst. Do not automatically eject it. Now you can go in here and click return all items back into the inventory, but if you can get away with not having to do this manually, it would be nice. So I'm gonna try. So let's put this down here. I already dug out this hole. Is this the... Here it is. We're gonna do this. Connect it together. I want an import bus. And we don't really need acceleration cards for 54 liters, but just to see. I do this, and again, scan this, make sure it's the right block, 54 liters, do an import bus, and throw this in. It doesn't work. I was hoping, I figured this didn't because it didn't say anything anywhere. It just said to, yeah, so that's unfortunate. But even so, I think it'll still be worth it to upgrade to using these hatches and then just making it like a chore in game to go around and return all that. Plus, that'll actually be better anyways than the current system. It's like the current system, if we hop over to this guy where I have the catalyst overflow over here. I mean, I've got nearly 1 billion resplendent catalysts chilling in this one and 1 million exotic catalysts. So this isn't great. Just hitting a quick button and returning it instead of having to do fluid cells or any shenanigans is better, because you can't just automatically import this one back in, or else you run out of catalyst for the recipes it's actually trying to run. So anyways, that's those are the couple main things I'll work on tonight. And then once I have the items to upgrade the forge, I don't think I'll fire this guy up tonight, but it will be, if I do, I mean, it don't matter. Either way, as soon as I get this fired up, it'll either be tomorrow or Saturday. I'll do the next daily video. So anyways, I hope everybody's having a good day, beating the heat, all that fun stuff, and I will see you soon. Have a good night. Goodbye.